You described very eloquently, it seems to me, many of the key issues. We're gathered here today to hear first-hand report of the situation in Ukraine itself, what the main difficulties are, what the opportunities are, and particularly of interest to me, and I'm sure many others in Washington, is what can usefully be done to assist your efforts at achieving progress on civil society and democratic institutions. As someone who was in Ukraine at the beginning, so to speak, and who is a witness to the events on the Maidan every day and every night, I know what the great possibilities are, what the opportunities have been. I have some sense of the mistakes made and the opportunities that still exist in large number to create the kind of country that I'm sure that most Ukrainians want for themselves and for their children. Before turning to my good friend Oleg Rybachuk, I just heard in a phone call from Kyiv that the measure put forward to control universities was defeated in the law, and that the alternative legislation has been put forward for consideration. So with that news of action in Nevada, hot off the press, I turn to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ambassador. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are really excited to be in such a place, historic and very symbolic for us. As it was already said, our group consists of members of parliament, prominent journalists, leaders of public opinion, human rights activists. And the reason why we came is that we would like to present the situation in Ukraine the way we see it, meaning not from opposition or ruling political parties' view, but from inside of the civil society. We would like to upgrade the dialogue between Ukrainian civil society and our colleagues in the states, including government, State Department, and prominent think tanks in Washington. We especially appreciate the assistance which we have received from U.S.-Ukraine Foundation, which is the most known Ukraine-American think tank and action tank, and that allowed us in very short time from the idea when we decided to come here and to its implementation, to realize this visit. We are specifically thinking about the event which will take place in a couple of weeks in DC, and that will be the third meeting of Strategic Partnership Commission, which actually means Ukrainian and US government talking on the issues of democracy, freedom, rule of law, etc. And we wanted to be heard both by representatives of both sides, of American and Ukrainian one. There is no way we would agree with the rhetoric of our government, which says approximately following: the government is repeating what many post-totalitarian governments in Eastern Europe used to say. They believe that our job is to get them elected, and if we are not happy, we have another chance to get them re-elected. But at the same time, the rules of the game are dictated by them, and in Ukraine it's very obvious. They comprise the election law in such a way that getting somebody re-elected becomes very difficult for the citizens. And therefore, we aim at having our voice heard by the Ukrainian government, by American government, and we would like this to be a tradition. We would like to have permanent participation of civic experts on both sides, Ukrainian and American sides, accompanying all the meetings as Strategic Partnership Commission meets. They meet twice a year. And with this, I would like to frankly give the floor to colleagues of mine. Katerina Levchenko, who is to my left, she is ex-member of Ukrainian Parliament, and now she is specializing in human rights issues, focusing on women's rights, but overall human rights situation in Ukraine as well.